So I think that before going to, I have prepared a few things I wanted to say about tantric yoga, tantric practice, and open heart yoga in particular. But let's start with a couple of minutes of sitting silently together. That's how I usually like to begin, instead of showering you with words and concepts. Sitting quietly and sitting together, simply being aware. Sitting in a good, comfortable posture, spine straight, arms, hands, legs, feet in a comfortable posture. Whether you are sitting cross-legged or on a chair. We can let the body relax. Letting the tissues of the body, soft tissues, soften instead of keeping them tense. Letting go of the body, letting go of the holding of the body. In other words, relaxing. So what will happen through this simple exercise of relaxing is that the mind will calm down. Thoughts, emotions, these phenomena, and that kind of functioning of the mind will calm down, subside. And that is very, very useful. Having said that, even if our body is not relaxed, and even if there are thoughts, emotions, there is this basic knowing, basic awareness that is there all the time. So to recognize this basic knowing, which traditionally in Tibetan Dzogchen teachings is called Rigpa, R-A-G-P-A, R-I-G-P-A, Rigpa. So even if the body is tense or in strong activity like exercising, doing strenuous work, even if there are a lot of thoughts, emotions, this basic knowing is there. And I'll try to point out to you if it's unclear what this basic knowing, what I mean with that. So feel your body. Simply feel your body, physical body, torso, arms, hands, legs, feet. When I tell you to do that, to feel the body, what happens is that if you watch me, open your eyes and watch what I'm doing. So when we feel our body, we have to turn our attention downwards to our body. Somewhere from here, from the head space, the attention is turned down to the body so that we can feel the body. This turning happens, right? Now you can return to your own practice. So in a simple exercise like this, feeling the body, scanning the body, relaxing the body, this is what we do. And this basic knowing, or Rigpa, is easiest found at the source of this turning the attention, which is in the head, back in the head space. Inside the head, behind the eyes, somewhere there. In that location where the attention is turned downwards. There it is easiest to recognize this basic knowing. So, when we do something simple like this, relaxing the body, usually this basic knowing at the base of this relaxation of the body is not pointed out. And therefore it becomes a mindfulness exercise. But in this case, when it is pointed out, and especially if you get it, if you get what is meant with this basic knowing, basic Rigpa, then it becomes, you can say Dzogchen practice, awareness-based practice, instead of mindfulness practice. So from that knowing, relax your body more. You can do this back and forth movement in your mind, meaning that your attention is going to the body, scanning different body parts, feeling into the cavities inside arms and legs and torso. But from there, while the attention is going to the body or the limbs, look back into the space in the head. So to the body, back into the head. Again to the body, to limbs, to limb, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, foot, toes, and back to the head. So back and forth, this movement. I don't mean like body to the head, not quickly like that, but feeling into the body. Let's say relaxing the tensions in the belly. And at the same time, letting the attention come back into the head so that this basic knowing is recognized. And again from there, feeling more relaxation in the belly. So this knowing awareness and aiming of attention, aiming of focus is simultaneously. So relax the body a bit more. You can feel into different parts of the body. If you feel blissful or intoxication, there is also knowing in that. Find that knowing in intoxication or blissful feeling. I'll take another example of this basic knowing. So let's now aim the attention in a different way. Let's use the sense of hearing, ears. Listen to the sounds of the vicinity. So now our attention is aimed through the ears to the surroundings. And our ears, of course, automatically pick up sounds that are there. But then again, we can also turn this while listening to those sounds, while hearing them. We can turn the attention back to where the attention is coming from, which again is between the ears, in the head, inside the head. Again, the same area where the basic knowing is easily found. You can also as you keep listening and hearing the sounds, you can also notice how this realizing that this basic knowing is there, how it changes the perception of sound. It may become clearer. You might feel more grounded in a way, more settled. And in general, not only that the hearing of those sounds becomes clearer, sort of like your ears become clearer, your mind also becomes clearer. Your mind state. You can either shake your head or nod, whether you understand or not what I mean with that basic knowing. Do you get it? Shake or nod. Some yeses, some nos. Okay, I'll try to clarify it more. So first of all, this knowing isn't something that we do or can do. It can only be recognized that it's there, or it goes unrecognized. Okay? So first of all, you cannot make it or do it. It is not doing. So when you are hearing those sounds from the vicinity, there is this basis, this basic knowing, which is effortless. Together with the hearing. Or as I often say, at the basis of hearing. When we did the body relaxation, body scanning a little bit, it's the same thing there. If you aim your attention back into the body now, at the basis of feeling of the body, there is this knowing, basic knowing. Knowing at the basis of feeling of the body. This basic awareness, basic cognizance. Like you know, when you are feeling into the body, you know that you are feeling into the body. It's as simple as that. Except that, well, I said that you know. Well, I won't go into the selfing or selfless now. Knowing of the relaxation of the body. And if you bring your attention back to the ears, to listening, for a moment hearing those sounds again, bringing the attention back inside the head, instead of just attention going out. And there is this effortless knowing. Like automatically, of course, I know that I'm hearing sounds. Of course there is this knowing. And let's take a third example. Open your eyes and look at something in front of you, some item or an object, or a wall. So now your attention is going forward from the eyes, and your attention from the eyes lands on the wall or an object that you're looking at. Now you can also relax the muscles in the eyes. That can be very helpful. Completely relax the muscles in the eyes. And then bring the attention back to the source, back into the head. To recognize that basic knowing again. So when you look at the object in front of you, of course, there is this basic recognition or cognition. then I know that I'm seeing or looking. That looking happens, that seeing that takes place. Let's briefly take one more example, tactile sense, touching. So you can put your hand in front of you, like I'm holding, and then touch your other hand, your hand with your other hand. Just gently rubbing it, touching it. And then you can stop while still holding your hands together. So now there is feeling of physical sensation, right? And if you, from your hands, if you feel back into where the attention goes into the hands, you can feel where it is. Again, it seems to happen in the head. So that basic knowing should be there too. It's possible to find, at least, possible to recognize. Okay, you can put your hands on your legs or in your lap. And now we are not going aiming down into the body, not aiming out from the ears, not aiming out through the eyes or hands. But simply resting in that basic knowing. If your eyes are open, they automatically see. We automatically hear things from the vicinity. The body is felt automatically. Resting in that basic knowing. It's not really resting, I don't think is the best word, because resting implies a relaxation or lying down or something. Maybe I could just say effortless basic knowing. Natural knowing. If I used very simple vocabulary, I could say that instead of doing, not doing anything. Or simply being. Effortlessly. And now, so that we don't get stuck in our heads, because it can very easily happen, especially for men, and the majority of the people in this session are men. So this basic knowing, is it alive? Is it lively? Very good. Is there aliveness to it? Feel into this aliveness, liveliness. So knowing is the first characteristic of the natural state. Aliveness is the second characteristic of the natural state. And third one is that it's stable, it's grounded, like a mountain. Traditionally, it is described as groundless ground because it is not something, in simple terms, three-dimensional, but that this natural awareness, knowing and awareness, rests stably. It is stable. It doesn't keel over because there is nothing to push, nothing to fall over. Is it stable, grounded? This basic knowing that is alive, is it stable? So this is like these three basic characteristics is like an artificial way to understand that this basic awareness, we have it, it's in our body mind. So these three characteristics are not really three, they are one, all three qualities together. But in the beginning, when learning these basics of Dzogchen or Ati Yoga, primordial yoga practice, it is useful to use such pointers. So three basic qualities: knowing related to the head space, area of the head; aliveness related to the heart; and groundedness related to the whole body. Let's discuss questions later. And when you practice, at some point you realize that this basic knowing is actually in your whole body mind at the same time, as is aliveness and groundedness. And not only in our own body-mind, but also is shared by all life. Feel into the space around you. Space in the room where you're sitting at. Then extending more and more outwards into a large space where other human beings, animals, plants, all living things exist. Can you feel, detect the same knowingness, aliveness, and groundedness in all life around you? So we are not sending out blessings or radiating energy or anything like that. We are simply intuiting, feeling into all life, which is around us, right? It is around us physically and also in the subtle body. Each of us is in, I guess, in a bit poetic way, the center of the universe. And all life revolves around us. And as the basic teaching in Buddhism says, all beings have Buddha nature. In other words, all beings are alive. As we were zooming out, expanding our attention to the three-dimensional space of all life, now zoom back into your body, back into your body mind. Where you can more easily see these three basic qualities of knowing awareness. Knowing, aliveness, groundedness. And from there, back into the space around you. All around you. 360 degrees vertically and horizontally. we were supposed to do just a couple of minutes of meditation in the beginning. We've been at it for over half an hour. Sorry for that. Let's continue one or two more minutes with a simple prayer that is constantly exercised in Mahayana Buddhism and Vajrayana or Tantric Buddhism, which is the so-called bodhicitta prayer, cultivating the mind and heart of enlightenment of all beings. So as you are sitting there in the center of the universe, as the center of the universe, feeling into the endless space inhabited by countless beings in physical form and subtle form. Tell them, may all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. Say that aloud or silently few times, and then feel what happens with the prayer. The mind becomes clearer, the knowing becomes clearer, aliveness becomes more alive, and groundedness becomes more grounded. A subtle change, a subtle benefit from cultivating bodhicitta. Then you can feel into your body again and take a few deep breaths while feeling the body. Few deep breaths. Then join your palms and make a bow as a gesture of honesty and sincerity.